The Tyrannosaurus rex is known as the most powerful predatory dinosaur ever discovered in the North American mainland. But could the most recent addition to Jurassic World finally put an end to the T-Rex? We will be discussing 5 battle attributes from these 2 massive dinosaurs and predict who would win in a battle to the death. So stay with us to the end as we uncover the truth behind a fight between the most deadly dinosaurs in history. Before we begin this battle analysis, let's first quickly address the new exciting information about who exactly is this new dinosaur. In a recent interview held in New Zealand, Sam Neill suggested that Giganotosaurus was going to be the brand new addition to the Jurassic World franchise. But how does this dinosaur compare to the T-Rex? Let the battle analysis begin. Both the Tyrannosaur and the Giganotosaurus bring massive body proportions to the arena. Recent discoveries have found that the Tyrannosaurus could have measured anywhere from 40 to 42 feet in length and weighed up to 10 tons. By taking a close look at its skeletal structure and analyzing its possible muscular arrangements, we can safely assume that the T-Rex was a bulky dinosaur, and an incredibly strong one too. Being this strong and bulky, however, would cause attrition in other factors such as speed or maneuverability. The largest Giganotosaurus specimens ever found were estimated to between 39 to 43 and weighing up to 13 tons. If we compare its skeletal structure to the T-Rex, we see that the Giganotosaurus possesses a much more slender and therefore more agile build. Being this agile, however, means that it lacked the necessary muscular density to be as strong as his opponent. Having almost polarized corporal attributes, we are now looking at 2 completely different fighting styles. Now the next question is, could the Giganotosaurus be smarter than the T-Rex? Cognition. Exactly how smart was the T-Rex? An in-depth study held by Dr. Larry Whitmer from the University of Ohio suggested that the Tyrannosaurus rex was one of the most intelligent dinosaurs of all time. This was due to their enlarged cerebrum, which was in charge of functions like coordination, senses, judgment, reasoning, and learning. Let's bring in a Giganotosaurus skull and run a scan of both of their brains. While its skull is larger than its opponent, we see that its brain cavity was slightly smaller than the T-Rex's, meaning that the brain-to-body ratio favors the T-Rex. Note, however, that both dinosaurs have an enlarged cerebrum. Both of these dinosaurs could coordinate attacks while identifying the weak points in its opponent. The difference here is that one dinosaur may be able to identify and exploit them more effectively and faster. But is processing information faster than your opponent better than actual running speed? Locomotion. A dinosaur cannot be a complete super predator without being able to effectively move from point A to point B in the fastest way possible. Studies that analyze the Giganotosaurus suggest that its streamlined build allowed it to run to speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. To put this into perspective, a Giganotosaurus would be able to catch up to the 20-time gold medal winner Usain while running at top speed. That is, without taking fatigue into account. While being a more bulky creature, the T-Rex was nowhere near as fast as the Giganotosaurus. Recent studies observing the T-Rex's skeleton suggest that it spent more time walking than it did jogging or running. Mostly because it really couldn't run at all, as the Jurassic Park film suggests. The safe speed of a T-Rex was not more than 17 miles per hour. Running any faster than this would make the T-Rex run the risk of possibly breaking or pulling something. Not good in combat. So, for the fast runners out there, the good news is that you technically can outrun a T-Rex. But does a dinosaur really need to be fast to inflict serious damage to its opponent? Bite effectiveness. Time to discuss the bloody damage that these dinosaurs can inflict. By observing both of these dinosaurs' teeth side by side, we see that we are looking at 2 distinct biting techniques. The massive T-Rex tooth tells us that these were made to crunch through flesh and bone. The serrations on the side of the tooth aid in the cutting, while the girth aided in providing enough power to crunch through an opponent. On the other hand, we have the Giganotosaurus's flatter tooth, which is shaped like a knife. The serrated edges on its teeth were perfect to cut slices of flesh from prey. Rather than inflicting one large bite, it would rather slice chunks from its prey, allowing it to eventually bleed out. Now let's talk about bite force. It's estimated by looking at the jaw structure of this skull that the T-Rex could clamp down on its prey with a staggering 12,000 pounds of force per square inch. How does the Giganotosaurus compare to this? Because its skull was more narrow-shaped than its adversary, it did not inflict a bite as strong as the Rex. Estimates give this dinosaur a bite force of up to 8,000 pounds of force per square inch. To put these two biting techniques into perspective, getting bit by a T-Rex would be similar to getting ripped by large, whereas getting bit by a Giganotosaurus would be similar to getting sliced.
Oh, I felt that. Oh, I felt that so bad. I don't want that happening at all. Okay.
The T-Rex, it is possible that the Giganotosaurus could have also used his massive foot claws as a weapon, given the larger range of motion of its legs due to its agile build. In a battle, the Tyrannosaurus would have only relied on its massive jaws to inflict any sort of damage to an opponent. Its smaller arms would not have had enough range to cause significant damage to an opponent, rendering them almost useless in combat. A fall in the middle of a fight for a T-Rex would almost be considered fatal. It is time to reveal which of these two super predators is more likely to brings the most powerful bite of any land animal in history, crunching with a frightening 12,000 pounds of force. In addition to a destructive bite, T-Rex brings with him a larger brain that is capable of processing a higher cognitive load. The Giganotosaurus is a rare, agile heavyweight that relies on its razor-sharp assets and overwhelming speed and agility. Its wider range of motion gives it a variety of attacks that could give it an edge in combat. By analyzing our results, Tyrannosaurus Rex is
T-Rex.
assuming that the Giganotosaurus escapes, die of infection. Once the Rex lands a well-placed bite, it will be game over for the Giganotosaurus. Note that this result is highly circumstantial. If for whatever reason the Rex is ambushed, Giganotosaurus's heavy weight and speed would have given it enough momentum to knock down the T-Rex, giving it enough time to inflict a lethal wound. Do you think that Jurassic World's Giganotosaurus will be much bigger than it was? Let us know what you think in the comments. For more fun information on dinosaurs and your favorite kaiju, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
Alright. So, yeah, the T-Rex has a higher chance of winning. For me, at least. But what do you guys think? Who will win? The T-Rex or whatever that dinosaur's name? I forgot the name of it. But anyways, as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles.